Hey community, I went through our chat yesterday and realized that most people did not read the write-up. Obviously, it was too long, I guess. So I thought of a better way to get this across to us. We're supposed to have a chat on effect of menopause on midlife crisis with a focus on depression. I hope to hear your contribution and your comment. It might not be for you, but I'm sure that there will be someone here that is going through a midlife crisis and is complicated by menopause. I want you to know that there is help for you. Just take time and listen. Midlife crisis is often complex with cultural forces and psychological triggers. It's more than purchasing a car. It is struggle with one finiteness. It is also time when adults feel an impulse to achieve and create more meaning to their lives. It is also a time when adults are at risk to develop mood disorders like depression. Midlife crisis starts from the age of 40 to 50 years of age. This tends to coincide with a perimenopause transition in our lives. But men, it's not the same. Good afternoon, friends. Today, I will be sharing a part of my life with the community so that we can learn. Be patient and listen. Also look through your life too. If you need help, don't hesitate to ask. Some 9 years ago, I went through a midlife crisis where I almost ended up in the psychiatric hospital. My ex-husband walked away and left me with 2 boys to take care of. My second son was barely 3 years old then. It was a traumatic period for me. I almost lost my person and my identity. My life went through a lot of changes. I found myself in so much debt. I was always going to the bank to borrow money, not to buy things for myself, but to expand my business in quote. I will set up a business and walk away. It took my mom to notice that there was something wrong. After a while, I collapsed the businesses because I just couldn't manage them. I had 5 branches and I lost almost everything. I had 1 branch left. I got managers at a time to manage them, but it did not work. I was always taking it out on my boys. I was always beating them for no reason. But you know what? I didn't know that there was something wrong with me. One day after beating my 9-year-old boy, that is 6 years after their father left, he came to me and said, "Mom, you need help." The next thing I heard was depression. I brought up my laptop to read through what depression is. Out of 15 signs and symptoms, going through 13, I bursted into tears and asked God to help. I lost my mind for 2 years. I was always home crying from morning till night. But I took out time to pray and study my Bible. I realized I needed God to step in. God heard my cries, and it took a friend of mine to notice that I needed help. She would come to my house, just sit and listen to me. When I'm not crying, I could be talking for 24 hours non-stop. Sometimes I would just go to my security guards, just sit with them talking. One day, my friend sat me down, took me through a talk therapy session. Then I realized I needed to be intentional by helping myself. At that point, I started making conscious effort to help myself. I started going for business training. Sometimes I just didn't understand them, but I never allowed that to deter me. I stopped living that lonely life. I started swimming exercises. I joined a gym. Despite all this, my weight changed from 72 to 80 kg. As I earlier told you, I joined a gym, but I still was not coming down. So now I will tell you those things that I did to manage my weight. It was a tough period for me. I was intentional with my approach. There was no Menoclub, but I had some friends who supported me. After 2 years, I was back on my feet. God made it happen. I went back to my business and now on top of things. During the years of struggle, I was always reading and I discovered that I was going through the perimenopause transition. The hot flashes started. The dry skin complications with digestive system, irritability, tiredness, and pains. I had depressive spells. Those depressive spells were not funny at all. I get moody, negative thoughts that I should stab myself. Sometimes when driving, suicide thoughts would come. However, I was able to overcome all this because of the knowledge that I have now. Those negative thoughts do come because the level of estrogens have reduced. Estrogens have connections with our emotions, our thoughts, and the brain. I consciously speak positive words of affirmations to myself. Now those thoughts hardly come because I've been empowered. What are you going through? Are you taking charge of your life and circumstances? Where are you seeking help? What are those signs and symptoms you are experiencing? Do you listen to your body at all? Kindly share your thoughts with us. Who knows, we might just be saving a soul. Do you need help? Please ask. Last week, we spoke about the non-drug management. We spoke about the cognitive behavioral therapy, which is the talk therapy. How did I apply this to myself? This was what my friend did for me, the talk therapy. Do you have any friend you can talk with? If not, a physician can help. Don't allow it to get complicated. Seek help. Then we spoke about the less formal supportive therapy. That is the self-help. How did I help myself? I was intentional. 2, I moved out of my lonely state. 3, I served. I joined my association. I became the PRO 6 years ago. Now I'm the assistant secretary. Many did not know it was a form of therapy for me. I'm not a politician. I had to do this to save my mind. I was always looking for people to help. 4, lifestyle changes. I joined a gym. I started swimming lessons. I changed my diet. Today, it's been 15 years. I have regained my mind. Not only that, today I can help others who are going through this similar journey. My pharmacy branches have expanded and gradually my debts are being paid. If you can't do it alone, please